Andy Johnson, Minnesota State University, looking at a hierarchy of reading miscues. This understanding comes from doing miscue analysis, which is a more authentic form of assessment. Here you listen to students read authentic connected text, and you note and record the types of miscues that the students are making. It is a more authentic form of assessment. It supplements other types of assessment. You audio record the student as he or she reads out loud, and you can see what kind of strategies are being used to identify words during reading and what types of miscues the student is making and how that student is creating meaning with print. Interventions and instruction then are based on this miscue analysis. One size of instruction and intervention does not fit all. This enables the teacher to tailor instruction and intervention to that student's specific strengths and needs. Now remember, reading is not sounding out words, it's creating meaning with print. During the reading process, more information flows from the cortex down than from the senses up. It is a meaning-making process. The brain is trying to create understanding with print. A miscue is when what the student says doesn't match what's on the page. It's not always an error. Sometimes it's a reflection of mature reading behavior, as you will see. Now, the first type of miscue is called a self-correction. It's where the student makes a miscue and then self-corrects. Metacognition is thinking about thinking or checking for understanding. This self-correction is a mature reading behavior, not a miscue. And on the miscue analysis, I write SC right in the sheet, and I like to see lots of SCs. That means the student is making mature reading behaviors. A meaningful miscue is when the sentence still retains the original meaning. Instead of the dogs ran down the road, the dogs run down the road. All right, I write a large M in the paper to indicate a meaningful miscue. The reader is still creating meaning with print. Mature readers do this all the time. We do it when we receive oral communication. This means the reader is focusing on meaning top down versus letters or words. So I count that as a half a point. Schema-related miscue is where the reader inserts a related concept. The meaning is not retained. Example, the grader made the road smooth. The truck made the road smooth. Meaning is not retained. It's different, but grader and truck belong to the same schema. Schema is an organized body of knowledge or knowledge structure in long-term memory used for understanding. This tells us that the reader is engaged in a meaningful reading behavior using background information. It's still a miscue, but it helps me understand that reader. A significant miscue, what we most commonly think of, is a mistake. The miscue changes the meaning of a sentence. It does not make sense. The student skips a word or needs help. The dogs ran down the road. The dogs rammed down the road. That is a significant miscue. A meaningless pronunciation is where the student correctly sounds out the word, but clearly has no understanding of the word. You can tell by the inflections that they don't understand. Often it's a form of question. Fossils? All right? They sound it out, but they obviously have no idea what a fossil is. Individual parts of the word are kind of put together in a stilted way or imprecise way. It tells us something about the student's conceptual knowledge or vocabulary or word knowledge. Either the students don't have a concept to match the word in long-term memory, or the student's conception of the word does not match the context in which the word was found, or the students were not able to make the link between the word and the concept. But this information can and should be used to design future vocabulary lessons or concept lessons. I need to teach that so that students know this. So I invite you to travel beyond the world of numbers to the world of understanding. The miscue analysis does this, and it's helpful to know that there are different types of miscues. They are not all the same.